Hello there, welcome back to Tabarestan. Currently we are in kind of awkward position. We do have our alliance with the Ottomans back up and running, which is really important for our, well, survival chances. But other than that, we do have an issue with basically what to do here. Nogai is allied with Timurids, Qara Quonlyu. Timurids have warned us, which means that Qara Quonlyu and Nogai is not a target. Crimea has an alliance, Golden Horde is, they are a vassal. And hopefully I can benefit from that, but we'll just have to wait and see how this turns out. Potentially it could go really bad, and the border with Muscovy might actually backfire horribly, but at least now I do have, well, something to do. Worst case scenario, we'll simply have to try and take Kazan, but as you can see, allied with the Timurids, Moldavia. They are free, they could be a target, but the Ottomans has a claim to the province, which means that they will most likely end up being rather mean about it if I go after them. Lithuania is free, but they're allied with Poland, Riga and Livonian Order, so not really a target. Also, of course, increased current cost is not something we want to, well, mess around with. So I think for the time being, since Tabarestan it actually is claimed by the Ottomans, I think we're just going to do something really, well, simple here and peaceful. We're just going to go for a white peace, and hopefully the Ottomans won't actually declare war, and then I can hopefully again try and declare war on Crimea, for instance, while being in an alliance with the Ottomans, so to speak, or in the same war, and that is hopefully what I am going to be capable of pulling off here. So I guess for the time being we'll just take war reparations and some money, and that will be our deal with Tabarestan. No real reason to do anything else. And incorporate Golden Horde, no thank you. Create a proper fleet, no thank you. Take back, no thank you. So we're just going to cancel the mission and see if we can get something better here. Before the time being, things aren't, as I said, they're looking good. The Timurids are allied with the Ottomans. The only reason why I think they aren't attacking me is because I'm also allied with the Ottomans. But we'll see. I think what I'll actually probably do here is end up annexing Georgia, but I kind of need them around for the extra soldiers they provide. So I think I'll have to keep them around for a while. And I'll just sit around here. We'll probably tack up a little bit. We'll keep our eyes on, well, anything interesting that we can use to our advantage here. For instance, Crimea breaking their alliance, Nogai breaking the Timurid alliance. Basically anything that allows me to be a little bit aggressive here. Because let's face it, we don't have any, well, high amounts of aggressive expansion that we need to burn out. We basically have none whatsoever. So there's no reason for us to be at peace if we have someone we can attack, but currently we can't. But luckily enough now I can build an embassy once I have the money for it, which will probably take a little while. But I can do it if I want to. But for the time being, as I said here, we'll try and not piss off the Ottomans. We'll try and make them love us even more. And hopefully here I can get them to break their alliances with, hopefully, both Crimea and Timurids. But again, I think the easiest way to break the alliance they have with Crimea is simply to, again, get into a war where I can drag in the Ottomans, for instance. Once that truce ends with Tabarestan, I can always try and use them by, well, declaring war, dragging in the Ottomans, having the Ottoman siege, etc. And hopefully then, by declaring war in Crimea, keeping the war going for long enough to have the Ottomans, well, not peace out with Tabarestan or anything, or declare war on me or something like that. But I really preferred if I could have a Tabarestan here with some more provinces. Worst case scenario here, I might actually have to go for something as interesting as declaring war on Genoa here. So I should probably fabricate a claim on this Genoan province. It's just allied with Ferrara and Muscovy. But Austria will join in, and I will break loose. Muscovy is kind of a weird thing because they will be in my hair rather than the Ottomans' hair. So I'll have to consider if I really want to bring in, well, Muscovy, so to speak. But if I can beat them, then it could be really profitable. But again, for the time being, I'll just sit here, see if I can get a proper mission, and see if an alliance of some description breaks. We can take our fourth religious idea here, divine supremacy, and we'll take that. It's really powerful. Missionary strength plus 3%. This basically means now that I can conquer basically whatever I want and be able to convert it, which is of course really important to keep my realm stable, and thus we will be fine. Funnily enough, I also lost a stability point but gained it through a religious event, so it was really useful. Why would I give you guys military access? Oh my. guess we'll accept. If they destroy each other, I will be very, very happy. But let's just do a little bit of checking here. Yes, I know I certainly sound very, very weird, but I'm really, really happy about this. And Timurids has 50,000 men out of manpower. Ottomans are tearing their ass apart. I think it's about time that we made some moves. I really wish I could release Persia, but I would give up so much land. No, I would only give up Gilan by releasing Persia. Are you kidding me? I might have the best idea ever here. Persia just will give Gilan. Now, releasing Persia for a fourth base tax province, that is my culture, my everything, is potentially a bad idea, but considering the fact that the Timurids are at war, Crimean conquest of Kazan is not even a war. Crimea and Kazan, it's this war. Crimea is also down, or the Ottomans are sieging Timurid land. I don't think we're going to get ever going to get a better chance at this. Worst case scenario, I won't be able to take anything, but best case scenario, I'll at least be able to reclaim a core. So what I think we are going to do is, as I said here, we already have that diplomatic relation. We're going to release Persia, because I can use them. I can really, really use them. Persia here, core-wise, is a devil. Seriously, it's the devil that the Timurids fear. And if I can keep this war, no, to be perfectly honest, I don't even have to win the war. Now, if I go to war against the Timurids here, which is what is going to happen, I don't need to win the war to win the war. With Persia released, all I need to do is bring up the war exhaustion to a level high enough to make sure that Persian rebels appear. And if Persian rebels appear, then I can suddenly get this achievement in the bag in, well, a very simple single war, if I will. And with the Ottomans already at war with the Timurids, which means the alliance have been broken. Yemen, not scary at all, probably can't get up here. Kazan could be annoyance, but they're currently messing with someone else. And let's face it, this is wonderful. So I think we're not going to go with show superiority here. I think we're going to go with take core Goldistan. I'm going to take that for myself because it's my core. And I'm going to hand as much as I can over to, of course, well, everyone else here. But this, or Persia in this case, but this is basically a wonderful thing to have happened because, again, the war exhaustion that the Timurids are going to get will be driven up pretty damn high. And by having that war exhaustion going through more or less the roof, I'm going to be put in a very, very good position, since it will lead to basically the Timurids having more rebels, a lot more rebels. The unrest here isn't high to begin with; it's non-existent. But Persian nationalists, as you can see here, occupy non-accepted culture, religious unity, legitimacy, etc. So basically, we can make them rebel. And as you can see here, my vassals are actually doing the job. And I think we can they will actually beat the Timurids in that battle, but I did not pay attention here. Ottomans is actually coming to save my ass here, which is good. So the Timurids are losing. They are basically out of manpower already. And we'll claim Marine, which is where? Nogai province. I might as well. It's not a problem per se. And also this actually means that Crimea and Qara Quonlyu has actually become targets now, because I can just declare on Nogai. And if I can create a strong Persia now too, then it's basically straightforward from here on out. So I'll rely on the Ottomans to do most of the work in this war, but as you can see, we're already getting some war score from the battles. So I'm really happy with how this is going so far, and hopefully the war will actually last a while so the Ottomans can completely decimate the Timurid army. Let's face it, they are losing men rapidly, and I'm not. Of course, there are some Yemen. Yemen's actually up in Georgia? Well, I think I'll have to send this army here to deal with that, but with... It's war score, it's going to be free war score, that is what it's going to be. But Golestani will be the main target because it will give me a ticking war score, which can most likely lead to, hopefully, a victory, is more or less the thought here. So I'll siege this. If there's any bigger battles I'll show you, but after I siege Golestan, I will use my forces to start hunting down the Yemen troops. So we'll see how this plays out. There we go, the Yemen forces have been dealt with, pretty easily I might add, and also here it seems like we will lose one battle, unfortunately, where all my vassals are present. But they did inflict some damages to to the Timurid force, and I'm pretty sure that this is more or less all that the Timurids can muster themselves. They also currently have -2 stability, they only have a medium war enthusiasm, their war exhaustion is high. Basically this is everything in the making of becoming what I want here. And let's face it, I think we'll go with mercantilism here. But basically the plan, if I can force them into it, is basically this. I'll be taking a sort of land here, forcing it over to Persia, which will basically mean that Timurids will split in two. The western part that are Persian cores will more or less be, how should I put this? It will be most likely rebelling, especially considering that Timurids are in such a bad shape that they are. I can probably make something work there, but hopefully I can bring the Ottomans into fighting the Persians, hopefully. But it's kind of an awkward one. I definitely need to re-siege Tabarestan pretty rapidly, but for the time being we can just sit back here and allow the Ottomans to harm their manpower, to allow them to run around as they please themselves. And hopefully here I might actually hope that Crimea or the Ottomans might decide to hurt the Timurids here by forcing them to, for instance, release a nation or something like that. That could really be useful. And that is also kind of why I decided to release Persia, because they can be really useful if I get to hand over their provinces. And again here Ottomans are doing their work, they are dealing with, or they are slaughtering their troops, so I should probably go for a bit more sieging. In fact, that is actually what I will be doing here. I'll be aiming at, of course, sieging some provinces here and doing so pretty rapidly, but hopefully I can get this done without any interference from Timurids forces. For the time being, we'll just allow time to go as it is. We are currently in a really good position, and we can use this to our advantage. I might even go for declaring war on Qara Quonlyu here, but I think the guy will be the better target, so I'll then be able to bring Crimea as well. Now, Crimea actually has a problem here because Kazan has beaten their forces. I would prefer to get into peace deal with Kazan, probably just a white peace, but again, we it's kind of early in the war for that. Yemen has actually shown themselves to be a valuable idiot to some degree, since their forces actually ended up contributing some war score through battles. And if we win this battle too, I think we're going to be getting some pretty decent war score here, 4.2. So again, as you can see, the fact that the Ottomans were or are in this war is definitely valuable to me. I can't even describe how valuable their backup, their help actually is. So I'll just need to keep on sieging, keep on fighting, and best case scenario here, the Ottomans will completely fall apart. They don't want to fight anymore. The war exhaustion is through the roof. They don't have any stability anymore, and due to that, the unrest in these provinces actually started getting really high, but it's just shia zealots. Problem with these zealots is that they might decide to join someone else rather than Persia, and of course that's not something that we want to have happen. If they join, for instance, Qara Quonlyu will become really dangerous. Then I'll have to actually focus on a war against them more than anything else, and they're kind of an annoying thing to have since they have Hazza and also Syria backing them up. But of course I can most likely drag the Ottomans into such a war, so it's not completely horrible, this situation. And there we go, we won the siege of Markavi, which is good. I fear no words, send in the troops. I guess we'll send in the troops. Shia zealots in Alania. Now I don't get what Shia zealots are actually supposed to do here. Okay, the funny part here is, as you can see, these were not supposed to pop up in my nation. These were supposed to pop up in the Timurids. But, due to the fact that I have sieged Timurid provinces, they actually pop up in my lands. Now, tolerance of heretics and heathens, not something I care about, because my entire country is Shia. So, accepting these terms are actually a bonus to me, because I get an extra little boost to the missionary strength, so we'll accept that. Of course, conquering anything that's not Shia is kind of problematic, since I'll get increased chances of revolts. But didn't I accept your terms? Jesus. Now this is kind of one of those things I really hate. So apparently I'll have to send my forces up there anyways. I'll just send this small army, it should be more than enough, hopefully. I also have a mission to make Uzbek like me, which is why I'm sending them a gift of 50 ducats, which will give me 25 diplomatic power and some prestige. Both really useful. I guess we can claim Kuban. No reason not to, really. And again, we are really doing fairly well here. I really have to I have to say thanks to the Ottomans for making this happen, because that is basically the only reason why this happened. Or rather Crimea, because they attacked Kazan, Ottomans hated Crimea, Kazan was aided by the Timurids, Ottoman-Timurid alliance, schmack, broken. Nothing to talk about anymore. And yeah, that's basically the reason behind this. But anyways, we're going to continue next time. It's looking really good. It's looking like I will be getting what I'm after in this war. Yemen will probably peace out pretty soon, or more or less as soon as I send them a deal. So that's great. But we are going to continue next time. I'll see you then. Feel free to comment in the praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and hopefully, as I said, I'll see you around next time. Bye.